Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for January 2021. This is really for mid to end January, but time is fluid. It's whenever you see it is the right time. This is going to be for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, always. Um, certain people ask me, what if I have a planet in Aries? I feel like if you are guided to this reading, no matter where your signs are at, your planets are at, then you're meant to be here. Also, if you're here to check on an Aries, understand your guides know that, and you'll receive messages too. Just be open to it. And that kind of means that we have to let go of control during the reading and just let what will be. Okay, let's begin. We're going to use the Mary Mother Oracle deck, and then we're going to bring in the Tarot. I promise you, stick to the end, and in some way, your questions will be answered. That's why these readings are very detailed, right? We want to know it all. We don't want, what we're able to know. Let's put it that way. We're not meant to know it, then it won't do us any good to know it right now. Okay, let's begin. We're going to take this card in the beginning, but then we'll read it in the end. But I do like to see how it relates to the reading. They always do. And always beautiful words of advice. I feel like it is, usually it's telling us exactly what energy we should consider taking on. We don't have to. We have free will. But when it's coming from the highest, why would I not? Anyway, I don't have a lot of Aries in my life, but I was with a man who is Aries March 22nd for 25 years, and we still remain friends. He definitely took on a lot of the Emperor energy. He was great at leading. People really looked up to him. Had a lot of empathy. Okay. Anyway. We have feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. That's the two parts of you, the masculine and the feminine, and maybe you've been in the masculine energy, male or female, doesn't matter. I often find myself in the masculine energy and have to learn to soften myself, so to speak. Doesn't mean I'm dumbing myself. It means I'm just softening the curves, so to speak. So anyways, we'll see. Let's bring in now, this is called the Tarot Dreams. These are new. And I bought them with another deck, so I'm using the two decks together. I bought them with the Gilded Tarot by the same author, and I didn't even know that when I bought them. Like, I didn't even look at that. I was just looking at the reviews. I was looking at the imagery, and that's what ultimately pulled me in. It was one of you who actually told me it was the same person. Okay. We're going to move feminine over there, but we're going to remember it's there. We open with the Four of Swords. Many of these cards I'm seeing for the first time. I did bless them and everything, but I like to see the imagery the same time you do. So it'll help pull you in too. So we have the Four of Swords. Interesting, normally the three swords are above them, and the one sword is below them. Almost like what I need to reflect upon to let this go. I feel like that fourth sword is us, our part in it, my way out of it, and I don't know, it's sitting over his heart or under his heart, but it's also very close to his thoughts. So this is healing. Nonetheless, this is healing. This is taking a moment out, um, looking at things from all perspectives. Why? Because I truly want to heal this energy so that I can move out of it. It's almost like forcing us to take a moment right now just to be quiet. Just to be quiet. I like sometimes these moments when I'm shuffling and there's no sound, there's no talking. It's reflection time. All right, we have the 5 of coins next to that. Dang. Huh. So this means this is telling me that a lot of you have, in some way, felt the energy of the tower. Or let me put it another way. In some way, your hand was forced. But during this time period, it didn't give you the luxury just to do nothing and, lay on the couch and take the fetal position. This is energy where you had to keep moving anyway. The beautiful thing about the Five of Pentacles is it tells us where you're going. You're moving to the energy of the Six of Pentacles, and that is where um, the energy of giving and receiving is required. I was going to say is there, but maybe it's more required because it is, this energy does have the four swords connected to it. So whatever forced your hand here, there is healing available to you. And not just that, it's moving you towards an energy of really soul-like minded people. Um, Sometimes it's because we reflect, right? The four swords can be taking that moment out and really understanding it and thinking about it and praying about it. Four swords, your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are heard, number one, but they're also being answered. And listen, you know, I'm not going to go into detail, but there's something that I prayed one time, and then I used to pray that it would be this way, this way, this way. But then finally, I realized that I had no control of it. So I just said, "In your will, God, whatever your will is." And then something very hard happened. But then after that, it moved me into who I am today and why I'm here today. So, and I'm saying that because I feel like in that Five of Pentacles energy, it is uncomfortable. But it tells you keep moving, right? Keep moving. Like your prayers have been heard. You may have to go through this period because really, when you come to the Six of Pentacles, you're in the energy of empathy and compassion, and that is gained through past experiences. I've walked your shoes. I understand your plight, and therefore, I bring you my wisdom, not so much my opinion, but my wisdom. I feel like you're also moving towards a time where what you need will be there. Again, it may not be exactly like you asked, but I feel like it will be better. So, what you need um, will be there. We have the Four of Cups. It's about spiritual discernment. Four of Cups, sometimes I'm kind of getting lost in the energy of what was. But above them is a new cup. And it's interesting, usually they're not seeing it. Usually their head's turned from the cup, but he's looking right at that cup. So this may be you feeling something, even through your prayers, your meditations, you're feeling something is on the horizon, but you do know, um, it's almost like there is a sacrifice, right? But that's what feels like a sacrifice in the long run is taking you to a place. Well, look at this, it's taking you to Ace of Pentacles. This is truly a blessing coming into your physical world. This talks about your physical world. It's to help you in your physical world. Doesn't mean doesn't have a spiritual nature, but its main job is to help you here, right now, on Earth. So I feel like, you know, even if I'm looking back, some of you have been, you've been thinking about something of an emotional nature. Plus, we have the Three Swords. Many times it talks about heartache. And maybe things aren't working out, whatever it is. Five of Pentacles says, or you yourself start to realize, listen, there's this pentacle coming. It's almost like your soul is trying to guide you here and is saying there's this pentacle coming to you. Um, and, it puts you back on top of the world again. But I have to walk through that energy. Sometimes I see these cards for nothing like what they mean in the tarot. That's why I want to make my own cards. And I don't even know if I want to call it tarot. Um, I don't know. But I keep thinking I'm going to make my own cards. I'm just not very good at art. I like to paint, but okay. Well, they came in reverse, but I have to tell you, these cards are so slippery, they easily turn in reverse. So I am going to put them in the upright, but I'm going to keep in the back of my mind the part of the reversal is attached to it. So we have the Lover's card. And first of all, it's a card of Gemini. But look at that picture. Wow, I love that image. That is love, right? You cannot get any closer. It's like, I'm trying to wrap myself around you and become one with you. It's really beautiful. Okay, the Lovers. The meaning of the card is the head of a heart decision. But I have to tell you, it's coming under the Four of Wands, so I feel like whoever these lovers are, they're receiving a healing because I already know that again, your prayers are being answered, and I'm seeing it show up as as the Ace of Pentacles, even though, there may have been some type of what felt like a sacrifice, but as I move through that uncomfortable energy, I feel like it has a momentum behind it, and it's almost like it just puts you in the right place at the right time, right? This can be, here is my life was this way, and then bam, it's just like gone, and now it's this way. Okay, well, instead of, oh, I wish I could have that back, I feel like what this is saying, be now, be in the present, and look at your life now, and why? Because I feel like things are opening up opportunities, but it may have required, again, being willing to move through that energy. And I have to say, I feel like as you do, it's like your spiritual senses open up, almost like you can feel. You don't know how but something is coming your way. Um, and I truly feel that, and it's coming from up above, down into the physical. And so here's this Ace of Pentacles, and hello, the Lovers show next. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords, which also came in reverse, and I would like to keep this in reverse, but we're going to remember that. So the Two of Swords is where I'm questioning, am I questioning these two lovers? Myself being one of them, which is you. So the Two of Swords is dropping down from the Five of Pentacles energy. Think of the Five of Pentacles as you are the wounded warrior. You're wounded, yes, but here's the healing to help with that wound. But you're also the warrior. And I feel like here, when you're kind of glancing up at that cup, that is it there? I don't know. But I feel like it is. And then bam. So I'm looking at a cup, but what shows up is a pentacle. And I feel like that is also saying, be open to what will be next. What will be next? And so anyway, the Two of Swords coming down that Five of Pentacles energy. I feel like this is putting me in a little bit of a bind. And the reason being is I still remember the energy of that uncomfortableness, and I'm sure there's different levels. Still remember that. But on the other side of me, I know that there is healing. I know that it's happening. And I know that I need to move through this energy anyways. And I feel like that is when the blindfold pops off. Even with this card in this direction, the swords are pointing down. And normally in the tarot, this is over her heart. The swords are over her heart, but they're not here. So it almost feels like, even though I have this blindfold on, I'm thinking of dropping those swords anyways. Maybe that's you coming to the realization that, listen, I don't need to know how everything is going to work out. I don't need to see it, so to speak, because here I feel like you're learning to feel it. You're learning, and again, I'm looking at a cup, but this pentacle shows up, which, I mean, it's like on the arms of Hercules, I believe. Right? It's like I conquered. Therefore, now I receive. I conquered. Maybe I conquered my past fears. I conquered my thoughts. I've conquered this, the gnawing pain, and I learned to move through it. I learned to start trusting within the universe. So anyway, there it is. Now it is next to the Lovers, so Aries, I don't always like doing. Listen, I love doing whatever reading wants to come out. I think you guys don't always want love. So sometimes I'm like, give me more, give me something else. However, I've also learned that I need to be completely open to whatever comes out. So I am going to be. I love that the Four of Swords is above the Lovers, because, again, I feel like who's ever in it, and you've got to be one of them. Why else would it come out? There's true healing, right? True healing from above. But then, bam, here it shows. And this may be someone you never met before, but boy, are you meant to meet them. And it may come in the energy as you're moving through the uncomfortableness, right? You're moving forward even though you feel wounded. Maybe you're remembering that you're the warrior also, right? It's like, it's like you are spirit, but you also the human. This is a human vessel that has its own control system, right? But here is spirit, and you have free will, so it's like it's kind of got to go for the ride. It's almost like your soul is remembering. And it may be talking about a person, my soul in some way is remembering someone that maybe you haven't even met. It's like, I don't know, almost like telepathically. Anyway, I'm sure that's not for everyone. We have, this one came in reverse too, so we'll remember that. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This makes sense, what will become of what will be, it's up to me. It's up to me. Now, of course, there's two people, but ultimately, to me, the eight in the tarot is about self, right? Self-created. what I choose to put into something is really what will come out of it. So the Eight of Pentacles is a good energy to show because it is talking about, what you are willing and able to put forth in this type of connection. It's also a guarantee for you, right? We're starting at the Ace of Pentacles, and that may be the connection, right? It is developed in the earthly world. It has begun. It's like your guides are ready. We're over you. We're ready for this, but it is begun. So right off the get-go, the Eight of Pentacles says, work on the foundation. Make the foundation strong. If you do that, it will grow and grow and grow, right? If I'm, I don't know, maybe I'm too much in past energy. Well, it's like going to Vegas. It's going to take my, my percentages away. So it's a good energy. I'm feeling very good about it. It's about your creativity too, and for some of you, it may just be about your fantasy, like allowing your fantasy to roll. No, the fantasies can come true. I know, mine did. Um, I mean, all of it. So anyway, but I don't negate where I was at. Boy, I've learned a lot. It's what made me who I am today, and by denying all that, it weakens me. Right? I am who I am today. Because of the woundedness, right? And through that woundedness, I learned my true character, which is the warrior. I don't know. So, anyways, the Eight of Pentacles gives you the opportunity to make it strong right off the get-go, right off the ground. Let's keep going with the High Priestess. High Priestess coming under this Ace of Pentacles. Again, I feel like for some of you, if you've been like just getting this feeling, you don't know what it is maybe. But, maybe you're feeling even like more romantic and dreamy, where maybe normally you're not. I feel like follow that. Even if it only takes you in the fantasy of your own mind, I feel like it's manifesting itself. And the High Priestess under that Ace of Pentacles tells me a few things. First of all, I feel like the High Priestess is your higher self. Almost like been there, done that. Now I present you wisdom, but you have to feel for it. You have to feel for it. What's it say? It says, "Darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery." Huh? I didn't even know it. Darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. Interesting. It's almost like the darkness has its purpose now, right? Twice it's being said. What if it's talking about the lovers over here? So, anyways, I definitely feel you're feeling something's coming in, and I also feel like if you're receiving like epiphanies, I just got this in the last reading, but boy, it feels even stronger here. Like if you're receiving a feeling that there's something that you can do, something of a skill, right? Even if it's just the beginning, because the eight is about the beginning. And all it says in that is, listen, if you focus on that, it's going to grow. Um, and it grows to success. It moves to the Nine of Pentacles. And here is the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like if some of you you're intuitively feeling that there's something you should do, there's something you should know, there's something you should develop. And then I'm feeling this dreamy energy above them. So I feel like it's almost like trusting those fantasies and maybe beginning them. I don't know, guys. I don't know why I always say I don't know. I do know. we have the Five of Cups, and it also came in reverse. So we'll remember that. I know I keep saying that, but the Five of Cups is coming under the Lovers, but also under the Four of Swords. What we're praying about. Um, maybe we're praying that this cup come to us. And maybe with the Ace of Pentacles, that's exactly what's happening. Um, because the healing over the couples, and then the Five of Cups in the upright talks about me focusing on the cups that I have lost. But what I don't see in the Five of Pentacles are the two cups that still remain. Whether they be of these cups, whether they be cups of past lifetimes, or whether they're just someone brand new. This really feels like a spiritual type connection here. So it did show in reverse, and that is turning around and seeing those cups. But this shows us at least where you were, right? Focusing on and asking for, this is missing someone. This is missing someone. Jeez. Okay, it's a lot of cards. I don't know, but how can I refuse them? I don't feel like it was a mistake that I made to brought them out, so let's bring them out. We have the King of Cups coming next to the Five of Cups. Look at this. We have the King of Pentacles coming under the Eight of Coins, or Eight of Pentacles, and next to this King of Cups. They're both looking that way. The King of Cups is kind of look at that King of Pentacles in a strange kind of way. Anyway, we have the Moon. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. It's about shadows. Shadows over something. It can be a shadow that's over my direction. It's about the unknown. And, just because it's unknown doesn't mean this is where, boom, we stop. It's moving through the unknown. High Priestess right above that, like almost like your higher self is saying, I'm going to help you take the necessary steps. But there is a need to be present, right? So that you can see them and understand them. And it's like the High Priestess is saying, I'm giving you these nuggets, and through those nuggets, you're going to build something, right? And to focus on that. So if you feel like the universe is giving you gifts, even if they're small, and that can be, again, ideas or the right financing that comes in. Maybe it doesn't finance the whole project, but it can finance the beginning. It's saying take these and put them to action. Like eventually, it can be something that you bring to action. I don't know, guys. And then you have the King of Pentacles right below that. So many times the King of Pentacles is a business owner. King of Pentacles is someone who looks at a situation and can see the big picture. Maybe it's what he's meant to do. It's almost like the King of Pentacles is trying to see through that moon. But it's funny, I still get this feeling like this King of Cups is looking at that King of Pentacles and not happy with him. Almost like, what are you doing? This is where I belong. This is my position. But nonetheless, the King of Pentacles seems like he can see through that. For some of you, this could certainly talk about a current relationship you're on and someone who comes in who you clearly must have been thinking about. Whether you're thinking, again, whether you know them and you're thinking of a particular person, or you're with someone who is just not giving you, you're not feeling that connection, but it doesn't mean you don't want a connection, right? Because over here, I feel like that's exactly what you're dreaming for. You want something special in your life. And boom, here it comes through the Ace of Pentacles. Your intuition is guiding you, like truly. If you feel, I often say, I know what I know. Sometimes I don't know how I know it, but I know it, right? I know it. It's like my spirit guides. Do I see them? No, I don't see them, so to speak. I mean, I have a picture of them in my mind of how they look because I know some are those who've loved me. Um, in some of my mind, I just like, I'm going to make you look this way. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. But just because I don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. I know they're there. I know that's who guides me in these readings. Sometimes there's words of wisdom that I need to hear as the human being. Anyway, let's keep going. We have the Two of Pentacles. So that shows us that the Ace of Pentacles does show up. It shows in an energy that I like, which is you're looking at things realistically, logically, and you're making a decision based on, is this something that will benefit my life? When you think of pentacles, think of something that will grow. I mean, they all grow, but will it gain me to stability? There's two pentacles. Where's the other two to make the four pillars? I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. We have the Hierophant coming right over the Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles. By the way, both fives. And listen, fives, I know some disagree with me, but this is what I know, and I feel like more in a biblical sense, five asks you to consider peaceful change, gracefully changing, right? Not changing in a way where you're resisting and resisting and resisting. It asks for you to be graceful, and that may be why feminine is also coming out, but something needs changed, and sometimes it's other people, and sometimes it's within us, and sometimes it's both. So the Hierophant coming over that, card of Taurus, by the way, your neighbor, the may mean something. Anyway, the Hierophant asks us to question our belief system. Ask ourselves, are we living within our own true beliefs? And I feel like the only way you can answer that is if you connect to your soul's energy. And that means sometimes letting go of, human created energy, like, I don't know, you know what I mean, that doesn't serve you. So the Hierophant wants you to look right at that. What is my belief system? Am I in this uncomfortable energy? Yet in the long run, I'm starting to realize that I haven't been true to me, right? I may have taken on other people's thoughts and ideas and limitations, but there's something within you that you're still dreaming. You're still, you may think you're just dreaming it in your making it up in your imagination. But what I feel like what you're really doing is kind of like getting a glimpse through your imagination of what can be. And I feel like that stirs you, right? It stirs you. And maybe I hate to say this, but maybe there's something in here that if you didn't go through, it would never bring you to all that you can be, because I feel like really what's happening is you're learning who you are, not in this earthly world, right? Um, but more in your spirituality and understanding it and really feeling that connection. And hello, what might be the reward for that? Well, the lovers. I mean, let's just look at them again. Look at that embrace, honestly. Like, I cannot get any closer to you. I just want to be in you, right? I want to be part of you. Their eyes are closed. It's quite beautiful. Candles are lit, right? Nothing in the dark. It's all out in the light. I don't know. Gorgeous. Anyway, You know, here it comes. Well, look what comes over the Lovers, Temperance. You know, another one of my favorite cards. This is a card of Sagittarius, first of all. But why I like it in a reading, because really what it tells you is let go of control. That this is of a divine nature, and that means in divine timing. It's not going to happen before it's time. Why? Because the whole recipe has not been put together yet, right? We haven't arrived at the Empress status yet. And the only way to get to the Empress status is to understand and not take on the pains of the past. Yes, they may be a little scar, but that's a lot lighter than the weight of the world. So Temperance just tells you that, you know, this may be natural energy that you're moving through, and Divine knows that. Like, it's not about a rush. It's about you finding yourself and then you acting, like all of a sudden you'll act accordingly. And Temperance says, yes, my dear, now is the time. Now is the time. And bam, here comes this connection into your physical world. Let me remind you that any ace could have came out, and you know, I knew you're wand, but listen, we need different aces. Here I am dreaming about that Ace of Cups, right? But here comes something like, you know, that puts me on the top of the world again. This person is, you know, muscular, carrying that ace, and boom, it's attached right to the Lovers with divine energy coming right under that. By the way, look at Temperance. It looks like she's got a pentacle down here, and we got the pentacle up there. This feels like a very connected reading. Naked, that means being one's authentic self, right? I'm not wearing the skin of everyone and everything that's been done to me and every word that's been spoken to me. Now, I cleared it off. I shook it off. Naked means coming to the world in your own authentic skin. And not just that, knowing that's exactly what you're meant to do. That's exactly why you're here. Not to carry the weight of all of the bullshit, right? It's about shaking it off, starting new, being you, and even understanding the importance of you. You know, it's like you have to to meet the energy of what I feel is in the Lovers. Forget about the meaning of the card. What I'm talking about is a connection that's jumping forward, that, you know, it's like electric. Um, but it is being controlled in the sense of when and how it arises to us. Temperance says, let go of control. Go through these, keep moving forward, go through these cycles, because these cycles will bring you to exactly who you are. But, you know, in those cycles, take a minute, pat yourself on the back, and just thank yourself for getting through some difficult times. And you got through. And if you're still in it, you will get through, right? Keep an eye to the sky. Anyway, let's keep going. Look at this. Judgment. Beautiful. Um, Judgment is about the present moment, right? You're being called. You're being called to this present moment, divinely being called to this present moment. Why? Well, there's work to do, right? It's coming next to the Eight of Pentacles. There's work to do. But this work is like the building of a life. Doesn't matter your age. Doesn't matter how many times you rebuild it. This is about rebuilding it with a, I don't know, like your spirituality wasn't part of the last building. Now it is. Now maybe it is the foremost energy, especially with the High Priestess here. So, Judgment is your spirit guides, right? Trying to get signs to you. It's time, right? Here's 2 5s. It's time for some real change. The acceptance of who you are, where you're at, um, and starting from that point. This is at the beginning, right? This is a rebirth. Sometimes I feel like it's a chance to get it right. But nonetheless, again, I know it came from some uncomfortable energy, but I feel like where did your head go? It went to, you know, remembering who you are, your self belief system. It's shaking off all that didn't serve you, truly. And it's now. It's now. It may also talk about, over here, temperance says have patience, right? There's a lot that has to work itself out. How quickly will it happen? Well, it's going to depend on each person, right? Whether I stay in the comfortableness, or I keep moving. I keep my dreams alive. And therefore, do I think that your life changes? I do. Um, Maybe you don't believe that, right? And it's almost like your guide just saying, doesn't matter if you believe it, just keep moving with that feeling of, I know what I know, even if I don't know why. Stay within even the feminine energy, nurturing, maybe nurturing yourself, but nurturing your life, nurturing your heart, right? Allowing it to heal. Know that it's available. Anyway, boy, I feel like I'm talking a lot. But I feel like everything I'm saying has real purpose to it. Okay, well, hello, fool. Not unexpected, right? Because this is exactly what your spirit guides are asking of you. Get to this point. Listen, it's still before the lovers. It's coming over even what you dream about, what you think about. I feel like some of you do want to free yourself from something. Um, you dream about it, and you may think, it's impossible. Well, the Fool is here to tell you otherwise, right? The Fool, again, reminds you it's step by step, right? It can be leap by leap, but first it starts step by step. The Fool shook it off. The Fool is not carrying the energy. The Fool is moving on their belief system, right? Here's the High Priestess, one of the second person that the Fool meets, right? Remember, keep your spirituality intact, and when these Aces of Pentacles come to you, um, you'll know that it's meant to be, right? Some of you, it's fulfilling epiphanies, um, dreams. I don't know. It just feels special. Okay, we have the Tower. So the Tower kind of puts you in the energy, and that can mean anything, right? Sometimes the Tower is a universal blessing, though it feels like hell. But what does it do? It may force me to a different direction, and sometimes when I take that again uncomfortable energy, I end up right where I'm meant to be. So we shouldn't fear the Tower. And I feel like really, for some of you, this is almost like saving you from the tower. It's like your ancestors are saying, listen, there's this possible tower. Whatever that means, sometimes it's lessons. I didn't learn it the first time, so it comes back bigger and stronger. And then I think, man, life sucks. It keeps throwing me curveballs, and it comes back again till it kind of shocks you, or stirs you to, sometimes it has to drop you down on your knees. I know this, right? I know for many people, you drop to your knees, and that is, what are you seeking? Light. And what does God say? Just seek. Seek and ye shall find, right? Seek the light. You will find it, even if it's just a flicker. But when you seek that, it grows and grows and grows. So, anyway, wow. We have the Three of Wands. Okay, they're on reverse, so we're going to turn them. I should just say I'm not reading reversals in this reading. Three of Wands. Okay, well, so this brings us, first, we're back here where we feel like we need healed, right? Now we move to the Three of Wands after the Tower. Three of Wands talks about being optimistic about your future. They can't see to the 10, right? They can't see the whole journey, but they're feeling optimistic. Here's the ship that it's almost in air, right, coming towards this person, and it feels like what's on that ship is the Ace of Pentacles. Again, maybe it hasn't reached me yet, but I feel it. I feel it. And I'm looking at life, even though I had the Tower, I'm looking at life now at all that it can be. I have a big part in it. I have a big part in it. And I need to trust, I need to trust that spiritual side of me and use it in my physical world. Um, and boy, does it seem to change you, change your understanding of everything. I feel like this is just many of us claim to be spiritual, but how many of us walk within our spirituality? This is like truly walking in it and understanding it. Like, okay, I get it. Anyway, we have, well, we have the Four of Wands. This is the marriage card. This is commitment forever, maybe even eternity. This has no doubt in it. It is about two people who couldn't imagine not being together, understanding their purpose in each other's life, right? Friends, lovers. We're going to do this together. Feeling as one. Feeling as one. And it is coming over the lovers. How beautiful. And the Five of Cups. So, again, whether this is someone new or this is someone or a type of love you've been fantasizing about, boy, is divine delivering. This is nothing that needs to be rushed, right? Temperance says divine, it's learning the art of patience and why you're between A and B, what needs to take place. It's almost like it's pointing out what needs to take place to get us to the ultimate energy, not just so. This is something that, this is about a commitment that is eternal. So, of course, you've loved each other before. Whether in this lifetime or another, but I feel like it's almost like you had, I don't want to say had, but maybe you asked your soul as a lesson here on earth to have a karmic relationship, right? And it may be something where it started great and then you were stripped away, right? But the lesson in it was how you put yourself back together, how you moved on from it, how you closed that door. It's like, clapping in the sky, and boom, a new one opens. Sometimes we got to remember, like, where I'm in now, think of some of the bad, hard things that you've gone through, but then where you are now. I know it is night and day for me. I know that many of the things I went through were very difficult lessons, and the one thing I know, it has built me up and made me who I am, and it gave me so much compassion and empathy for everyone. Everyone. Anyway, look at this. Justice. So, Justice is coming over this King of Cups, and I just can't help to feel a little bit of a negative undertone with this King. It doesn't have to be water, but this could be someone who, not runs from their emotions, but their energy comes from emotion. Like maybe they don't think about what they're saying, right? They just blurt it out. And I feel like what this is saying is, for some of you, this is cutting up the ties to this person. And I feel like it is for good, forever. Um, because it just doesn't feel like it could match, even come close to what's being made up here, right? And listen, it's coming from your fantasy also. So anyway, um, this is the card of Libra. It's weird how I said that, Libra. Um, but I feel like it's someone who may have comes from an emotional state and therefore, like causes a lot of drama. It doesn't need to be. It just doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be. And listen, I feel like if they in some way gave you the tower, I get that it hurts, but I'm telling you here and right now that you will overcome that. And almost like if someone says, hey, sees you on the street and says, hey, how was so and so, your ex? You'd be like, well, I don't know. I'm too busy living my life. I'm feeling, someone may make you even help bring out your feminine side. Anyway, I don't know. I apologize to it doesn't mean that this has to be a water sign. Because some are like, no, I love my water sign. I don't feel like it means that. Um, I just don't. And I have to say, I feel like it's karmic because what I'm feeling is the universe. It's almost like the universe is making it up to you. And they are bringing you, first of all, what justice does is it makes you whole again. So someone wasn't allowing you to live up to your potential, or you weren't allowing that for yourself. It's like you were living half the life that you could be. But you had to know, you had to trust it. You had to maybe in your fantasy, um, I don't know how to go about it, right? And it's just saying, pray on it, and the answers are coming. Um, they're coming, but you need to be in the present moment, no doubt. And it is about making you whole again. And I have to say, I felt in the lovers. That's exactly what it feels like. Like, oh, I feel whole again. Now, that doesn't mean right from the get go there's this magic, but um, maybe. But I feel like stay on the path, allow it to expand, and ultimately, I just feel like this is just. I hate to say who you're meant to be with. I don't know. All I know is you're probably not going to believe it until it begins to happen, but feel it. I feel like a lot of you have something burning in that stomach, um, but maybe I keep pushing it back. Trust it, build it in fantasy. So we have the King of Wands attached to the Tower, also coming over the King of Cups. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, put you in direct connection to the Tower. I might come back and look at these three kings. Three kings. Three kings with justice connected to all of them. We have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is coming over the moon. So right off the bat with this is what it tells me. That sometimes we're in the mindset that if we don't know how something's going to turn out, if it's kind of hidden in the dark, then it's almost like we refuse to go through it. We don't understand that sometimes it's trust. That's exactly when our trust system is ignited, right? And it is about trusting the journey. Um, Trusting the journey. So, the Eight of Swords is that self-created energy where I'm, self-created prison. The blindfold goes on. It's almost like she's blaming the whole world here, pointing right up to the towers. Makes sense, though the tower's pointing up to the Hierophant. So, this is your faith system beyond the towers. Um, and it's clearly telling us why this armor is created, and it is because of the dark, right? of the dark. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of what's hidden in the dark. What comes next to it? The Empress. Beautiful. So here is it's almost like this reading is showing you as you take this journey, ultimately, where do you come to if you allow yourself the Empress status? Feminine, right? This is Emperor, right? The Aries is Emperor, but what it's showing is the Empress and the feminine energy needed. It's needed. Almost like it's needed to nurture those swords so the swords will come down. The Empress has a true understanding of where she's been, and why she's been there. It has become her wisdom, her knowledge. She's not afraid of the next journey. Matter of fact, she understands that life is cycles, right? It's like the 9-month cycle for a baby. What's the 9-year cycle, perhaps for the human? And she gets that. She understands that the shoes that she's walked in will, in one day, whether this lifetime or the next, help someone who is going through it. And that's what you call soul family. You know, karma is not for nothing. Um, it is a time also for us to really gain our soul growth, right? Know that when it's bad, that it will be good again. Know that, even if you don't know how. Just know that it's just the way energy works, right? It is the wheel. Sometimes we're down here, and sometimes we're up here. But when we're down here, seek the light, right? That's what I feel. Seek the light, and that will take you back on top. Seeking the light means you seek the light within you also, learning who you are, learning what you can overcome, where is your belief system, and then moving from that. And I just can't help what a connection it is bringing in. And is there a commitment? No doubt there's a commitment. Some of you, this may be who you start your family with. This may be starting a family. Um, I don't know. And I feel like it's saying there's two ways I can look at this. I can look back and keep within my armor, or I can drop those swords and move into the Three of Wands energy. And that is thinking of all the possibilities that can be. I feel like my mind has been very limited in, like, hey, I'm just this small girl from a small town, right? Well, how many small girls from a small town have made the big time, whatever that may mean, have found the love of their lives? I don't think God puts unreachable people right here. Like, if there is a soul connection to someone, God will bring it, right? They're not going to put it like, I'm here and they're way over there and there's no way for me to communicate. And I'm going to put all these stumbling blocks. Sometimes stumbling blocks are there to help you move to a smoother path. Um, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Know what you know, what you know. Don't allow yourself to fool yourself. Know what you know, what you know. This is what your guides are asking of you today. And with that, wow, the life that is created, um, movies are made of. Movies are made of. So you can be that person. You are that person. Even if you feel so minute, you're going to break that shell. Uh, Divine is here to help that. Your guides are here to give you the signs. All that is asked from you is to get in the present moment. Live in the present moment. Live as the fool. The fool has shaken off what doesn't belong. And as he does that, bam, the Ace of Pentacles shows up. And to me, it's just the right ace because it's really talking about your physical world. And following that is the Lovers with Divine's energy over that divine timing. I can let go of control. I can just know what I know. What I know. I love you guys. Oh, I still got to re-feminine. I almost feel like I had to let it go, but I feel like I have to let it go now. It's meant to. This is meant to end, and now you absorb. But let's read the Mother Mary card. Feminine. I used to have the hardest time saying that word. I had to practice it, and that wasn't that many years ago. Mother Mary demonstrates that you can be simultaneously feminine and strong. Her sweet and loving nature is balanced by a clear vision to her duty to God's will. Whether you're a woman or a man, you have a feminine and a masculine nature. This card, I'm sorry, this card comes to you as a message for you to allow your feminine side to be more present and accessible to others. Your femininity includes virtues such as nurturing, tenderness, sweetness, softness, and gentleness, as well as receptivity and intuition. In fact, in order for you to develop your spiritual gifts, including intuition, it's essential to allow yourself to receive, and that includes divine messages. Wow. Well, I knew you were going to be receiving the signs. Boy, Aries, I have to say, all the readings I've done this month, this is so clear and feels so strong, um, and really life changing, even if you don't have a clue how. Build it. It's like build it and they shall come. Build it in your mind and it shall come. Let go of exactly how it has to look, but you'll know. You'll know. You'll know what you know what you know. I should make that your title. I love you guys. Thank you, as always, for your divine, your divine support of my channel through always, through your donations, through your likes, through your subscribes. Welcome anyone who's new. I'm so happy you're here. Um, and you sharing it. Um, that makes me feel good. And your beautiful comments. Come on, they're so beautiful. Even my brother, um, who I think every once in a while, he's a Scorpio. Um, he watches it, and he always says to me, "My God, you have the most loving comments." And he can feel the energy too, and I can too. So I thank you very much. Um, anyway, I will see you next time. Bye bye.